finally get to get her back. Right? So yeah, because she is going to be retiring. Mary Guest has been a member of the Beverly East family for 22 years, with the first 2 serving as an aide in the individualized education department, and her final 20 as a U.S. history and sociology teacher in the social studies department. She is known to colleagues as Mother Mary for her nurturing personality and to students, and a caring, devoted, and highly motivated teacher. Mary has been an extraordinary asset to Beverly East, and as she enters her final year as a Lancer, we would like to take this opportunity to honor her dedication to the students, staff, and community of Beverly East. So these are some remarks from some of your colleagues and students. Mark Larson, who's in the back. Mother Mary has been the rock of our department for the 12 years I've been here. She personally helped me through 2 of the hardest times in my life with her mantra, tough times don't last, but tough people do. She cares about her students and their education more than her students do at times, and continues to set high achievement goals for them even when it would be easy to coast into retirement. She means more to our school and especially our department than we even know, and I don't think many people will realize it until she's not here next year. Mary lives to a high standard that is to be respected, admired, and mirrored. She carries herself with classic dignity that draws people to her. I will truly miss her Thursday zingers, her lunch routine you can set your clocks to, the baby stools that my girls use every day. Actually, those girls are here tonight. And her loving smile when she talks about her grandkids. From the bottom of my heart, I will truly miss this wonderful lady. Zoe Gulford is a former student. She loves Zoe. Last year, I was fortunate enough to have the pleasure of hearing Mrs. Guest's lectures every day in U.S. history class. Over the course of this year, I learned how intelligent, wise, sweet, and devoted this woman really is. She was always willing to hold conversations with me about being a history teacher, which made me even more likely to want to pursue it. Despite the fact that I constantly raised my hand, no question was ever ignored or unanswered. I am so appreciative to have learned so much inside and outside of the classroom. It is sad that the future Lancers will never get to meet Mrs. Guest. Beverly East will be a little less without her next year. I will always be grateful for what she taught me inside and outside the classroom. Kyla Clover, who is a colleague of hers, she provided me with everything I needed as a first, a second, third, you get the picture, your teacher, to be successful. A mom at work, she calls you. Ryan Wiggs, who is a former student of Mrs. Guest and an observer, and now a colleague. I've had 3 different relationships with Mary. She told me as a student that I would be a great social studies teacher and that she should come back to East, and that has come true. Instead of just sitting through lessons when he observed you, Mary involved me in the planning and the teaching of the class. It was a more valuable experience than all of my classmates got at SIUE, and I credit her for that. Mary has been a teacher, mentor, and a second mother figure to me. She has been one of the greatest professional influences I have had in my road to becoming an educator. As a fellow teacher now, I often hear other students say many of the same things about her. Her influence and education will be felt for many, many years after she retires. And finally, some comments from her colleague and department chair, Katie Horner, who's with us here tonight. I have dreaded this honoring of Mary because I realize it marks her departure from our district. It is truly unimaginable for me to picture a Beverly East without Mary Guest. Every second of my teaching career has been spent with Mary by my side. We were hired together, we were office mates, and I really think she should stick around so we can live together. But whatever, Mary, do what makes you happy. The social study department at Belleville East is filled with big personalities and loud voices. At first glance, Mary doesn't fit the mold of the typical member of our department. She doesn't announce herself when she enters the room or rush off campus to coach a sport after school. But if you look closely at our department, Mary is the glue that holds us together. It is not uncommon to find Mary logging 10,000 steps with a fellow teacher, counseling colleagues before school, or calling them out when they're not living up to the high standards she has set. There is not a member of our department that has not sought Mary out for guidance and support at some point in their career. And there is not a time that Mary didn't provide exactly what the person needed to hear. Mary is an extraordinary teacher, friend, mother, wife, and grandmother. Through over 20 years together, Mary's become the voice in my head. She is the tether that prevents me and other teachers from spiraling into the orbit when we're frustrated. She makes us laugh daily, and she is always ready with a healthy dose of perspective, often called zingers, that allows us to refocus and do what's best for our students. There are few educators that genuinely like children and respect education as much as Mary. Mary has lost many a night's sleep worrying about our impact on students and how best to serve them. She spends countless hours grading and reading every word her students write. She firmly believes that it is her responsibility to prepare students for the future, and she pours her heart and soul into the process. Teaching is Mary's calling, not her job, and we are so lucky that she was called to our district. It is impossible to overstate Mary's impact on the students and staff of our school. As she progresses through her final year at Beverly's, I hope she realizes how much she has meant and will continue to mean to our department and our district. Mary's influence will continue for beyond her retirement. Thanks, Mama Mary.